if I can't help you, I will at least leave you alone. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to hurt you. So if I can't move with you to the best of my abilities, I'm going to have to release you so I don't hurt you and do negative to myself.
Yeah, and
This
that's
is
so
for me. This is not even, it's not about them. It's not about nobody else. It's just about how you value yourself. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Are you being the person that you believe you are in all
yeah.
situations? You know what I'm saying? So what? Someone was mean to you. So what? Someone cussed you out. So what? You know what I'm saying? How are you showing up? Are you being the person, even though you were wrong? Can you still be who you know yourself to be?
Hey, y'all, and welcome to Let's Talk Sis. I'm Shekinah, your host, and as we spend time together, I can promise you three things. I'll be honest, I'll make you laugh, and I won't hold back. Let's Talk Sis is your essential girl talk destination where you'll hear about life from the perspective of a black woman in America, as our stories often go untold. I can assure you, while honest, we are a community for growth and love. Remember to like, subscribe, and share the podcast. Now sit back, relax, and let's talk, sis.
Hello, 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 beautiful people, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk Sis. This is a safe space for Black women who have not felt seen, heard, or valued. Those of us who are deeply emotional, sis, we have room for you here, okay? I am your host, Shekinah, and y'all know this is one of my favorite places to be, so I'm so happy that you decided to join us today, okay? So, if you are wanting to add to the community, you want to be a part of the conversation, I want to hear from you. Okay, this is not just about me. This is a platform to amplify voices for Black women all over the world. Okay, so send me an email, a Let's Talk topic, a timeline topic, or just a fun little anecdote. I want to hear from you. You can email me at the Let's Talk Sis pod at gmail.com. Okay, and if you really love what we're doing and creating here, this safe space for us Black women, and you want to support the mission and keep the conversation going, you can buy me a coffee. Okay, your help supports us in growing the team, improving our content, keeping the mission moving. So every contribution, whether it's big or small, really does make a difference. Okay, so you can visit buymeacoffee.com/ let's talk this and show your love there and help us keep this community going. Okay. Okay. So listen, y'all, I'm excited for today's episode because the past few weeks it's just been me on this mic yapping. And I'm okay with it. But I also love to bring on some other beautiful Black women. And today I've got my girl Darmisha in the building. She
Hey,
is a friend of the pod. She's been here before. Hey boo, how you doing?
hey,
How are you today? What's going on with you?
super swell. Weather's decent here in Dallas, so I'm smiling.
What is the weather like in the winter season in Dallas? Is it even
Um,
winter?
I don't know if we were affected by Melissa because it got like kind of cold and rainy for a few days, but it's been again like I don't know, it goes like these hills, kind of like Michigan, but in reverse. So it's on the nicer side, but it's like 78, 75. But it feels cold to us. I don't know. It's cold.
Girl, bye. It is like 47 degrees.
Yeah, that's real cold.
Yes.
We would die.
I got a comment that says, "Hey sis, y'all look cute. Thank
Things.
you." I actually, fun fact, even more fun fact, I usually used to use Darmisha's ID in college as a fake ID for quite some time to
And
get
I
me into
supported the
places.
fun.
And it worked. It actually worked. Okay, so before we get into the things, I'm going to ask you just a fun little icebreaker question, something light and fun. So, my question is, do you sleep in socks or no?
No, I gotta be free.
Okay, I am the same way. Do you walk around the house in, like, are you a sock person typically?
I'm a take your shoes off in my house kind of person because I like clean floors. So like when my floors are freshly mopped, yes, bare floor to feet. But I like being cozy sometimes. So I will put on socks or house shoes, but I
Mm-hmm.
don't like being hot, like overly
Mm-hmm.
hot. So I'm a free feet kind of person.
Yeah, I like my feet free too. I as of lately though have been wearing like my slides around the house. So now when I don't have them on, it feels weird, feet to
Mm.
floor. But I cannot sleep in socks. I cannot do it. I can't also like be on the couch under a cover in socks. I just
Yeah, that's wild work.
need to do
Like,
this with my toes.
I mean, unless it's like, yeah, I don't know, blizzarding.
Mm. Even
Mm,
then, I'm like,
that's what I'm saying. We got heat, don't we?
we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Okay. All right. Well, anything else you want to say on this?
No, thank you for being here. I do. I'm a friend of the pod. I love the pod. I love the conversation. I love girls gapping. That's what that intrigues me.
And let's yap it up. Let's yap it up. Okay, so with that being said, it's time for our timeline topic of the week. Okay, so this was a post by, okay, I can't see, so I got to get close to my computer. Oh, wait, I can just zoom in. Use technology for what it's for. Hello. It is from Kendra Towel Official. Kendra Towel Official. And it says, everyone isn't for you, but everyone isn't against you. You gotta know who is who. So, first reactions to hearing that. What thoughts are coming to your mind?
Um, it's always gonna come back to discernment. Discernment is, an intuition of thought, the extra time that you give yourself to consider these outside of the normal aspects of things before you do them. So it's always gonna come back to discernment, and I think that's great because yeah, some people aren't for you. And the only way to know is to be discernful of what is going on, who you're with, what are you allowing them to be to you, or
And
you to
I think
them,
we hear, sorry, go ahead.
or no, or you to them. But that, yeah, that was it.
I was gonna say I think we hear like be discerning, have discernment a lot, but I don't think people like recognize that that's an active skill. Like you're saying, you have to like actively be aware and listen to the way people are moving, listen to the way that they are responding to certain things. Like you can tell a lot by just simply stepping back from a situation and observing. So in your personal life, I'm curious, like, what have been some signs that, yeah, this person's not for me in like platonic friendships or even romantic relationships?
In friendship, it's reciprocation, but it's like not so much you're not doing it how I would do it. It's like there's no effort in a specific area of our friendship. So, when there's gaps in certain things, that's when I take a look when things just, aren't appearing or feeling. Usually it's a feeling, and then
Mm,
I adjust why am I feeling like this? Did I
yeah.
set an expectation that's unreasonable or doesn't apply to this certain relationship or, whatever is happening, and then try to process it from there. But
Yeah,
usually
I
it's
agree.
that
Like,
feeling that triggers, should I be discernful? Should I start looking at other parts of this?
yes, especially when it comes to like adult friendships. Like, when you say reciprocation, okay, for example, the other day you DM'd me and was like, hey, we need to catch up. Like, can we schedule some time to do it? I absolutely love it, okay, because we both got shit going on, and it's not, it would be cool to just like know for a fact, hey, you'll be available on Friday or Saturday, or I could just call you anytime and we can chop it up. But that's also not realistic. Like we both have
Yeah.
lives, we both have things, but the fact that you took the initiative to reach out, we actually set the date, the time, we got rescheduled and bounced around a little bit, but we followed up on it, you know what I'm saying? And we caught up and we had the conversation. Like, I think that kind of stuff is so important. And like you're saying, it's a very key indicator when somebody is and is not for you. So when you have these realizations that people are not for you, how do you manage that? Because okay, when we think about like romantic relationships, for example, I was a ghoster, right? If I was talking to somebody and I realized that they're not for me, I'm just gonna not talk to you anymore. You're just not gonna text you back. But I don't think that's necessarily the most mature response, or maybe it is. I don't know. So I'm curious, how do you manage, severing those relationships?
Yikes. One, I hate severing relationships because I really value my relationship. So when I move, with people throughout our journey, I literally always do the best I can because I don't want to be the reason that this isn't fail. And also, I be working on parts of myself, so I don't want to show up anything other than what I've been working or want myself to look like in a situation. So
Hmm.
I try to move my best and communicate as best I can. If I feel like I can't communicate, then I will do some more ghosting like stuff because obviously we can't communicate. It's not gonna be, it's not gonna go anywhere.
Yeah.
I just try to navigate that the best I can. But really, I just try to be who I need to be in the relationship. And then when I feel like it's not at their capacity or, what's
Hmm.
actually going on, then I just, let them know that, I don't know if how we're handling our relationship is the best way to handle our relationship. Maybe we should make some space, or maybe we should work harder to bridge the gap and then
Yeah.
look at if that is working.
Yeah.
Either or. Sometimes you want to bridge the gap and you don't.
Right. No, I was just talking to my friend earlier about I have a difficult conversation that I have to have with my mom, and one thing she said, it is important to know, like, okay, in this conversation though, what is the goal, right? What is
Yes,
it that you want out of it all? Is it just because I just need to clear my mind and tell you what I need to tell you? Is it because now I'm gonna show up differently? Is it because, whatever, like, what are you actually wanting out of the relationship? And so I think that's very important to know when it comes to like managing who's for you, who's not for you,
agreed.
and then
Agreed.
deciding like, okay, how are we going to move forward? Kimberly
Agreed.
Jackson in the comments is saying that some people think that everybody is against them. Meanwhile, people are in their own movie and not even thinking about it, which is so 1000% true.
It
We
is.
can traumas and past experiences can make it easy for us to assume, well, because they did this, that they must be against me, and them people ain't thinking about you, which is could be a good thing or a bad thing, depending on the offense. All right. So with that being said, in the spirit of managing relationships and knowing who is for you and against you, this week our Let's Talk topic is going to be about boundaries without guilt. Okay. So I want to know, how do you define boundaries? What is your like understanding of them? What do they mean to you?
For me, a boundary is a space or a position or an energy amount that I'm willing to put in before it's uncomfortable or compromising to myself. And
Mhm.
if it is uncomfortable and compromising to myself, um, if I keep going against that feeling, how detrimental is that to me and my progress as an individual? So that's how I make boundary make sense and
Mhm.
move.
Yeah, no, that's good. I like that because I was saying like prior to like this year, really, when I thought about boundaries, I thought it was about how you would allow other people to treat you. And that's a part of it, but it's more about how I am going to move, how I am going to show up or not show up in the interactions and engagements, right? It was before it was, well, you're not going to talk to me no kind of way. You're not going to disrespect me. You're not going to say whatever. And if you do, then this is the consequence, right? Whereas now I'm learning, okay, if you talk to me crazy, if you disrespect me, I'm going to remove myself from this situation. Like you're saying, I'm not going to invest, engage, give the energy that is going to be detrimental to me. Whereas before, if you did cross what I thought was a boundary, now I have to respond. Now I have to react to the
Yeah,
disrespect. Now I have to engage with and let you know, hey, da 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 da. Whereas like now, okay, I see how you move. Okay, I'm gonna let you move how you move. And now because we're not congruent on this, I'm gonna move over here.
yeah.
We're not gonna continue to engage in it. So
And I don't want to feel negative. Like I don't want to be regretful of
yes.
how I handled the situation or of what I should have done. And also I don't want to, I like to, if I can't help you, I would at least leave you alone. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to hurt you. So if I can't move with you to the best of my abilities, I'm going to have to release you so I don't hurt you and do negative to myself.
Yeah. And
And
that's
this is
so
for me. This is not even, it's not about them. It's not about nobody else. It's just about how you value yourself. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Are you being the person that you believe you are in all
yeah.
situations? You know what I'm saying? So what? Someone was mean to you. So what? Someone cussed you out. So what?
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? How are you showing up? Are you being the person, even though you were wrong? Can you still be who you know yourself to be? Is this situation going to take you outside of who you know yourself to be? And are you going
Yeah,
to be regretful of that? If you need that as a release, okay. If you're not going to feel gross about it later, okay.
right.
But if you're going to be negatively affected or, put into other environments that negatively affect you, or if this is going to have a domino effect on your character, then
Hmm.
maybe not engage, or maybe you get away from those spaces that trouble you in such a way until you can come close to a situation like that and not result to who you don't know yourself to be.
Girl, that is so good. That's so good. And it's such a like paradigm shift because like getting into arguments even with my boyfriend, like I can raise my voice. I can yell, I can scream. And at first I would say like, well, stop saying stuff to make me yell and scream, right? Understand me, listen to what I'm saying and be receptive to me. Otherwise, because you don't understand me, I feel like I gotta raise my voice, right? I feel like I
Yeah.
need to be heard. When really, like you're saying, after those interactions, I feel terrible. I feel gross. Like I don't like being that person, right? I don't like being the overly loud and just trying to yell my point across because really at the end of the day, you still ain't heard what I
Okay.
it's still not effective. And I think, like you're saying, like a good boundary for me is it's about me. It's about how I'm going to feel after this interaction. Yeah, I still need to get my point across. Yeah, you still upset me. Yeah, this still hurt me. But my boundary is how I will engage in this conversation, right? If I feel like this is inciting me to the point where I need to raise my voice, all right, let's take 10.
Yeah.
Let's separate, let's take 20 or whatever so that I am not crossing that boundary for myself. In the comments, we got yes, we are in control of our boundaries because they govern our actions and not the actions of others. Also, same Darmisha, I would rather remove myself than either of us wind up hurt. So I think, I agree with all of those things. And it's important to realize because, you can't control other people, you know,
But you got to value that relationship to be able to move in that way. You know what I'm saying? Some people, it's like, I don't care if I disrespect you because I don't plan on building with you or moving forward with you in any way. So I've released that. And so I can be any
right,
version to you. However I show up to you is how I'm showing up to you. But some people you actually want in your future life.
right,
Some people you are actually, are sent here to help you in this journey. And you have to use your discernment and be aware of those individuals who are there to grow you and help you think in a bigger way than you ever. Some situations you can't grow from without actually going through it. You can't, a friend can't go through it and you actually have to do it yourself. You have to be in the shit to learn from it. And that's a horrible experience. But at the same time, sometimes there's no other way that you would have ever thought this or
hey,
thought
sometimes
in
those
this
are the best
order.
lessons because they're gonna stick real hard. Okay, you're not
And
gonna
get
forget.
them because so they don't come back. Because if you don't get it, they just gonna keep coming back, and you'd be like
Please
this
get it.
same thing in
So,
different.
speaking of that, coming back, what would you say are the costs of not having boundaries? Like, what does that cost you, in your life, in your relationship?
I have seen it cause other people self-esteem
Mm,
because you give a lot of yourself, you expand yourself in a lot of ways that are outside of your capacity, whether it be financially or emotionally. Um,
mm,
Sometimes people just let people stay with them in their house,
mm,
and they live different than you. It's just now your home life is different. So, now I'm uncomfortable and I allowed you here, but now I'm resentful of you sharing my space and making me uncomfortable. And I want to help you, but it's not within my capacity because now I feel resentful about it. You know what I'm saying? And I don't I don't want to feel bad. about telling you can't stay here, but I'm treating you badly because I'm resentful.
Because I don't
You know
actually
what I'm
want you here.
saying? And really, because I don't want you
Yeah.
here. So you're trying to be a good person, but in result, you're not. Because one, you're not being truthful to yourself, and now you're treating the person that you don't want to treat badly. I mean, you
Mm-hmm.
could just be like, yeah, like a day or overnight is cool if you just need to shower. But honestly, to keep being your friend, to be who I need to be to you, to
You
like
can't
you
say.
outside of this situation, you can't stay here.
Yeah. Yeah. So it sounds like, self-esteem and integrity is what you're
Yeah.
saying. Like, I cannot truly show up for you in the capacity that is fair, right? Because if you in my house and I don't really want you here, I'm not being kind to you. I'm not being respectful towards you. I may be looking
I
down.
don't want to feed you. Now I'm marking the cereal and the milk to make sure you're not using more than I think you should be using. Now you've been in the shower 15 minutes and I ain't even got to take a shower today. Or like you were
Yeah,
sitting on the couch in my favorite spot. When I come home, I can't even sit in my own favorite spot. Like, maybe you didn't know, oh, this is gonna be a problem before you say yeah. But when it became a problem, you just further let it be a problem. And in your head, you thinking all them bad thoughts. You get all them nasty thoughts, things you're not saying, but things you're thinking. And when you think things, your energy and your actions, reflect that. You got to keep your energy pure. You got to keep your mind pure. You can't do that if you're going against your boundaries because it creates other problems, which creates health issues. And you don't
I
want
was
to have a heart attack
no
over
serious.
some over some crazy stuff.
I
You
was
have
in
an
Bible
anxiety
study,
attack.
and this lady told me she was married in a not good marriage, and she developed cancer because she wasn't speaking up, implementing boundaries, doing the thing. She said she divorced that man 3 weeks later. Cancer gone.
Recession, remission.
Cancer.
You
It,
dang.
when you tossing your health, your sanity, it costs you, this level of confidence as well. Because I'm learning, boundaries help you to show up your best, right? It
They
helps you to
do.
show up your best. It means when I'm in this environment, it works for me. It supports me. It's encouraging to me. So I can show up my best version. When I'm in a boundaryless situation, I'm letting anybody say anything, do anything, be anything towards me. I'm being diminished. I'm being disrespected. I'm not being
Yes.
encouraged.
Yes.
And that's not good for anybody, you know. And comments say y'all talking so good, so many relationships, and because of resentment that was built up from not being honest about how you feel. And so let me ask, because I think it's easy to talk about boundaries from a place of having established them, having time to implement them, but
True, true.
how or what words of encouragement or advice could you give to somebody who is struggling, to implement a boundary or to even decide like what boundary they need to implement?
I would let them know that you are the keeper of yourself. You are the front for yourself. So if we were going to war, you would have to assemble everything, your own army. You would have to come up with your own weapons. You would be defending yourself. So you have to do that for yourself. So ask yourself, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, by doing this, am I harming myself in any way? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
By doing this, am I overextending myself in a way that I can't afford to? So, come up with some answers for yourself. That way you have already armed yourself. You have reasons for yourself about why it can't work.
Yeah.
And then for yourself, you can figure out if you're operating in your ego. You don't want to do it because it's going to make somebody else feel good. You don't want to see them feel good. Or are you operating out of self-preservation? You know what I'm saying? I don't have the capacity to do this. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to harm my relationship. Are you
Mm-hmm.
moving this way because out of jealousy? Are you moving this way out of another relationship or a conversation that has nothing to do with this that you can't even have? You know what I'm saying? So just some self-analysis about situations and how you feel. You feel the way you feel for a reason. So you must examine all feelings. If something is
Mm-hmm.
making you feel good, you need to figure out what about this is making me feel good. What am I lacking that this makes me feel good? You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Is this a good reason to be feeling good about this?
Mm-hmm.
Is this a
Mm-hmm.
distraction? Same
Yeah.
thing on the flip side. You know what I'm saying? Does this really hurt me? Were they being hurtful? Did I hear it how they said it? You know what I'm saying? Is it something I don't want to address that's actual? Or is
Mm-hmm.
it something they're putting on me that is conception from them? You know what I'm saying? Just
Right.
being aware and working with yourself before you speak or release your emotions or move
Yeah.
somebody up, act out of your energy. You know what I'm saying? And just
Yeah.
analyze what's going on before why it's going on. And you can only do that through real practice. Some people need to take space. You might need to set a boundary. I need 5 minutes. Also set a time boundary. Don't let it go forever because you don't have forever. So, and then what I like to do now that I feel like I have set good boundaries, I like to time myself baseline. How long does my brain not let it go before I'm back good to where like it's not mentally heavy on my brain, like I'm not thinking about it, or like
Yeah,
how.
no, it sounds like a lot of like self-reflection and asking yourself questions and being honest with
True.
yourself, about like you're saying, your motivations, your intentions, your heart posture on things.
Yes,
And that's not easy. That's
it's
not
not.
easy to do because like you were saying, sometimes these motivations, these things that make us feel good, they come from outside influence that eventually sounds like our own voice, right? It
Yeah,
sounds like
yeah.
our own desire, but really it's not at all in line. It's not at all what we actually want. I remember when I was in college and dating, I would receive advice, get you a team, talk to 5, 6 people at a time. You got one for this and one for that. And and if that's your prerogative, like more power to you, girls. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. Be safe, be smart. But
Right.
over time I just realized, that's not aligned with like what I actually want. I'm actually a one woman kind of guy, or
Okay.
excuse me, a one man kind of gal. I actually just kind of want to focus my energy. I don't have the energy for 5, 6 niggas on my life. I really actually don't. But
Okay.
it can be hard to establish that boundary for yourself if
Again,
everybody around you is not aligned.
true. Every situation though is an opportunity. So usually sometimes there's multiple opportunities in that day. Sometimes there's only one or two opportunities in that day. But
Opportunities for what?
there's something that bothers you or irritates you. There's something that happens consistently to where like that's your opportunity to work on it, to benefit from this situation. And from that, that's how you strengthen your boundaries. Like every day there's gonna be something that you can confront. Sometimes it's your I have no kids, but some people it's their kids. You let your kids try you. On repeat,
Mm-hmm.
and then you give them fruit snacks. Hey, that's you. But I'm just saying, does that bother you? Is that working for your household? Is that
Right,
going to be beneficial to your kids in the future? Can
right.
other adult figures tell them no and they react in a reasonable manner? I'm just saying. So that's what I'm saying. Is it going to work or is it not? That's not
Yeah,
for me. That's for you to decide. That's with you and your boundaries. But
yes.
every day you have something that will try you or rock you, and that's your opportunity to get to know yourself in that moment.
Yeah, that's so good. That's so good. Some comments from the sisterhood. It says this takes self-value and self-love to care about yourself enough to honor
It
yourself. So
does.
many people
It
don't
does.
practice emotional integrity within themselves. And that
It
is
does.
so, so true. We lie to ourselves. Oh, I'm okay. I'm fine with this. It doesn't actually bother me the whole time. It's eating you up on the inside. Okay.
Have you heard?
Good, Darmisha, in the comments with the teeth being clapped. Um,
Okay.
and also, this is some really deep work that we are talking about. Yes. So, anybody listening, again, I don't want y'all to assume that we perfect or we got to figure it out. This is, this is life and experience that has allowed us.
You gotta go through some stuff sometimes to get to some stuff, okay?
I
And and
have,
and, and it don't gotta be big, small things are your opportunities to go through some stuff too. And then you'll get somewhere. Like I said, every day you have an opportunity.
yeah. And I say even take heed to the small opportunities because if you do not, you will go through some big shit that will really knock you off your
Like I
rocker
said, if you don't get
for
it,
real.
it'll come back to get
It will
you.
come back. It
You're
will
gonna
come
learn
back.
it. You're gonna learn
So,
it.
what would you say is maybe your favorite boundary that you have, or one that you see has really kind of benefited you the most by now?
That's hard. Favorite value?
Boundary.
Oh, favorite boundary. Ooh, um, I really watch people's actions. I don't really give a shit about what you're talking about. I like to watch how you are executing things.
Mhm.
How are you to the people around you? You know, if you have employees, how are you to your employees? If you work for somebody, if you work with old people, just how do you move?
Mhm.
That intrigues me. Just how a person is without context. You know what I'm saying? How are you? That is my boundary. However you're moving in regards to not even me, just in regards to life, however you're moving, I observe that.
Mhm. Mhm.
And then that's my first intuition. Like, I don't
Yeah.
know. I draw a boundary right there. Like, because of how you move in your life, you can never move this far with me. And it might even be I don't speak to you. I don't have a conversation with you
Keep
because I
that
don't want
movement
I don't
over
want
there.
falsehood of friendship or courtship or anything like that. If that's what I'm just saying, like some people I've watched them be nasty and I've watched them be nasty to my friend as being their friend. So I'm like, I don't know if I have enough capacity to be your friend because I see how you treating your best
Yeah.
friend. And that makes me uncomfortable because how can I build? And I see,
Okay.
how you value. So
Mhm.
just that'll keep me out of a lot of stuff, just watching how people are operating in their regular life.
Yeah, so taking
Good.
heed to the actions of other people and truly being honest about what you've seen. You know, we're not sugarcoat nothing around here. For me, my favorite boundary is that I will live in joy and with intention to make life special. So
Mm.
I'm not doing nothing that doesn't bring me joy in some kind of way. I'm not doing things. I mean, I gotta like clean and stuff, but even that, I'm gonna put on some jams. I'm gonna put on some tunes. I'm gonna enjoy the things.
Okay.
If I'm the other day we coming out of the Ross and they playing Dancing Queen in the parking lot, and I literally hit the Dancing Queen. I'm spinning in the air like,
You do spin?
okay,
Okay.
of course I have to do the spin. I am going to find ways to live in joy, even in the things
Love that. I
that
love that.
aren't most fun or most exciting, but life is short. Like you said, we don't have all the time in the world, so we got to be intentional about the time that we have here. Okay. Some comments from the sisterhood. My favorite boundary is not talking on Tuesday. I put myself
Hmm.
first and do what I want without any obligation to anyone else.
I like that, Queen. You get them tacos and you get that tequila and you put your phone on do not disturb and they better not call you and you better not answer and they better leave you alone and you better lick your fingers.
Oh, okay. She says, I also don't talk before 11 a.m. unless I'm getting paid or really want to talk to the person.
I
I
like
don't
that as
let
well.
people pick my brain for free, and I'm not about to do anything that does not bring me joy. Period.
Amen.
Okay. We love a queen with some boundaries. So, my last question is, what's been the hardest boundary for you to have to?
Hmm. I don't know. Y'all been dating ugly men lately, so I'm struggling because they're nice guys. They're just not attractive. So I've been just working on my boundary and where I'm at because like I got a lot of I know a lot of things, but I don't know a lot of things. So I don't know.
Was not
Maybe
expecting.
maybe when we come back, I'll have a better perspective. But like I don't know where I'm at. I'm working on some things right now. The world is in an influx.
Girl, no shade, no shade. Okay, no shade. If they keep you smiling, you won't really see them.
That's
So,
what I'm saying. I don't know. What is my boundary? I don't know. We're working on it.
well, maybe your boundary is that you're giving yourself a chance.
My boundaries. I won't be not valued, and I won't be not important. But I'm starting to think my boundary is you have to be attractive. But I'm working on that because that's a crazy boundary. I feel like maybe possibly
Know if that's so much a boundary as it is a desire.
because I don't know. I'm working on it. I'm working on some things.
Okay, y'all help my girl in the comments. Okay, help my girl in the comments. She says she dates ugly men, but they're
Please.
nice and they value her. So how do we reconcile with that?
It's me. It's gotta be.
Oh my Lanta, that's hilarious. Well, I would say for myself, it is being physically active. I want to live a life where I maintain physical activity, and it's tough because especially when it get cold, I don't even want to do nothing at all. But that's also how I became a big back Betty. Okay, not doing this. So I try to continue to maintain some physical activity in my life. And what else? It is also honoring my emotions and
Mm,
saying what I need
I like that
and
one.
communicating what I need because
That's hard, but I like that one.
it's very hard because as a people pleaser, as someone who likes
Mm,
to create fun and engaging environment, I like people to like me. I'm not like seeking that out, but I do like when you like me. Like I don't want people just walking around not liking me. But sometimes I may have to
yeah.
say things that don't like. I may have to address something that is uncomfortable. I may have to address something that's not fun, that's not exciting, not warm and inviting, but it does honor my emotions. And so that for me has been the challenge and communicating what I need in a way that is received, right? I cry. I'm a crier.
That's
I'm very emotional.
same. I'm a
Okay.
cry.
But there's a line in which I can honor that, right? But also not let it become a distraction in the communication process, right? Not let it take over because it can be hard for somebody who's not that same way to sit there and watch you cry and try to weave through that and hear what
But
you're saying.
see, how I feel about it is anybody that is supposed to be in your life values you enough to understand you, and they know that you're a crier, and they know that that's part of your process, and they expect that from you, and they will give you that space, and that's not a problem because they love you, and therefore they
Yeah.
have capacity for you. So
But
that's not.
what I have learned is that in seeing myself, I went through a 10-week life coaching program, and at the end of every week, she had us do a reflection. And in my reflections, I'm trying to say what I'm trying to say, right?
Mm,
I was able to witness the distraction that it brings. Not
mm,
that there's not value and we should
mm.
care and respect that. Yeah, you feeling emotional about it, but there's also value and honor in taking that time to go through it, to process it, and then being able to communicate what's needed again in a way that can be received.
Okay,
It's
yeah.
not that the person doesn't value, but it can be a little like distracting, right? To do I hug her? Do I wipe her tears? Wait, she
Yeah.
was snotting and said, "Wait, what?" So, so again,
She's not done. Okay, no,
there's
she's not
room for
done.
both, but it is figuring out, how do I best present this information to get what I want at the end of the day, if that's what I want. So that would be my hardest boundary. Before I give our conversation challenge, is there anything else you want to tell the people?
No, no, this is a good conversation. I love it. Mm.
Okay,
I,
so a few more comments from the sisterhood. Listen, there is nothing wrong with having a preference. Do you want to feel in these relationships? If it isn't giving, then you aren't aligned. The hardest boundary for me is honoring my need for routine because sometimes I just want to do what I want, but I
mm,
need structure.
mm,
Talking about emotion, I can only be in relationship with people who can make space for emotion. I
that's the word.
I won't do I won't do the most, but we have to honor emotion and create space for them. I think another boundary for me is that I will not invest energy in people that do not align with where I'm going in life.
Amen.
So good. So good. All right,
Mm.
y'all. So listen, I want to know y'all's relationship with boundaries. Answer some of these questions for me in the comments. Let me know how it works for you, how it doesn't work, what you're struggling with, and maybe where we can potentially help or give you some advice. So this week's conversation challenge, and remember, these conversation challenges are designed to encourage conversation with you and the people and the women in your village, right? I want y'all to have these conversations, unlock these different thoughts and processes that you maybe have never thought about. So my question for you this week is, what boundary have helped you to become the woman or become closer to the woman you have always wanted to be? So let me know in the comments, talk to your peoples about it. And if y'all didn't get anything out of this episode, I don't think you were listening because this was just so good.
Period.
Okay. Wind it back, play it again. All right. I love y'all. I thank y'all for tuning in, and we will see you next week. Bye.